All right, welcome back. This is Vishuddha, chakra number 5, throat chakra, chakra of communication. Hello, everyone. Welcome to video number 5 and chakra 5. We're going to talk about Vishuddha today. As we keep moving up, today we're moving up into the ether with Vishuddha, the throat chakra. So, David, how would you begin to describe Vishuddha today?
Yeah, okay, let's talk about ether. A funny story that ether has been around for hundreds of years in the Western European culture, okay? And the scientists at the turn of the century, at the turn of the last century, around the year 1900 to 1910, or even earlier than that, they did some experiments to figure out whether ether existed or not.
Right.
And they were using electromagnetic radiation to try and find the ether. And ether is electromagnetic radiation. So it's like taking your eye to try and find your eye, you can't see it.
Right.
But
the two scientists that did that, I remember reading reports about their findings, and their findings were tremendous. But did they not end up just burying that research and just saying it was non-conclusive?
Yeah, disproving, you can't prove that ether exists, so therefore it doesn't exist. And it was just at that stage where Western civilization was discovering energy. We had electricity, we had come up with radio waves and a few things at this point, and there was not much understanding and absolutely no acceptance of anything that could have been known in the past. The whole concept of ether coming from the alchemy background didn't make sense to these scientists. But they were looking for something and didn't find it as such. And then later experiments got further and further into the quantum reality, which was kind of in its birthing stage in the 1910s and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, the fifth element, ether, electromagnetic radiation in scientific terminology. And we all know that the radiation of light waves is just booming out in all directions at the speed of light, which in old terms, 186,000 miles per second. I forget how many meters that is, but it's very fast. And it's spreading out, it's moving out. This is a characteristic of this energy. Like the fourth chakra gets into an expansion, this one is rapid expansion with force and power that sends the light waves across the universe. We talked before about the stars. When we're looking at the stars in the sky, we're seeing the stars as they were maybe 1 million years ago. It's taken that long for the light to reach us at those tremendous speeds. And the whole universe is full of these waves coming from all the stars out there, going in every direction. And that leaves us in this ocean of electromagnetic energy. It's completely invisible except for a small part of the light spectrum. And only when that hits and bounces off an object, we see the result. We don't actually see the light itself until we go into the internal side and go into inner vision. We're looking at photons, actually. So this phenomena of the ether, the electromagnetic ocean, is the reality in which we live. And on Earth and in our bodies, we're little islands within that ocean. Or we can even say we're fish within the ocean. We are the material manifestation of the electromagnetic waves, which we've spoken of in the earlier chakras. The waves get entangled and create this fabric. Just like when you're weaving cloth, you have threads going this way, and you end up with a cloth. This is happening at the electromagnetic level, and where you have this condensation, entanglement of the waves. Oh, there's an atom, there's a neutron, there's a proton, there's an electron.
Mm-hmm.
So we're into the substance out of which everything is made here.
Right.
And there is no shortage of it. It's everywhere present. It's vibration. In Eastern thought, as opposed to Western thought, in the West, anything that vibrates creates sound. In Eastern thought, it's the sound that creates what is vibrating. So
Mm-hmm.
we have, again, opposition ideas, but definitely somehow connected. And we need to
Mm-hmm.
understand the relationship between sound, vibration, electromagnetic energy, which is then the source of everything we have, everything we know.
Mm-hmm. So the frequencies, the vibrations of light, um, if we lower the frequency, we lower the vibration a little bit, we get to sound, right? And sound is a big
Yeah.
part of Vishuddha, no? Because the throat chakra is seen as the communication
Yeah.
chakra, right? Where
Yeah.
ideas can go from imagination out in and enter the real
We,
world, so to
we
yeah.
express ourselves at this level.
Mm-hmm.
So we got two different like octaves far apart or something. At the
Of vibration.
material level, the vibration of 20 to 20,000. And then when you're into the electromagnetic ocean, you're into the zillions of cycles per second. And our ears don't hear that. Okay. But our
Mm-hmm.
consciousness can go into these experiences of all these other frequencies. And this is part of the inner dimension, and actually what scientists are calling the multi-dimensional universe. It's all of these other vibrations, all these other frequencies that we are not necessarily tuned into. Right? We
Mm-hmm.
can see the light spectrum, as I said, it's less than 1% of this whole ocean. And we're
Yeah.
completely unconscious. The rest is invisible to us. So we assume, oh, there's nothing there. We used to
Yeah.
think
Just
space is
as
empty space. And
yeah.
now I'm understanding there's nothing empty at all. It's charged with incredible power everywhere. And of
Mm-hmm.
course, they're trying to figure out, well, how are we going to access this power?
Yeah.
Trying to find the technology that's going to tap into it. But in yoga, you realize we are.
I remember Einstein called it spooky infinity. That was a term that he used for the unexplained part of the spectrum, which is most of it.
Yeah.
Spooky infinity.
And spooky action at a distance too, because of the entanglement of
Right.
you
Right.
you tweak a molecule over here and its counterpart molecule that it's associated with on the other side of the universe has an instant reaction.
Right.
They go far enough distances and sophisticated measuring devices that they can tell, okay, this is
Yeah.
some kind of communication faster than light, which is what tweaked Einstein. He didn't think, the maximum is the
Yeah.
speed of light. You can't go beyond that. So
Yeah.
can we do
So
our
actually,
consciousness?
what it's saying is that there is no distance. There is no distance.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
instantaneous reaction in two parts of the galaxies means
Yeah.
there's no distance. Yeah.
So it's a whole different perception on what is reality then, if there's no distance. And we talked
Mm-hmm.
about time in Anahata Chakra. Hey, there's no time either. There is no
Right.
time, there is no space, there is no space time. What is there? And
Mm-hmm.
this is where the material scientists are trying to grab onto something. And if you look at David Baum and John Wheeler and these guys, they're pointing out to the fact that there is nothing really, no thing really.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is an imagination. Everything, these quantum fields are little bits of information in a cosmic imagination
Mm-hmm.
that are then materializing into what we manifest out of these infinite possibilities. So
Mm-hmm.
with Vishuddha, this is where we are. We're in this place of infinite
Mm-hmm.
possibilities. And what are we taking from that to bring into our manifestation here on earth?
Mm-hmm. Right. And so vibration, I mean, the yoga that's associated with the fifth chakra is mantra yoga, is it?
No, it's Raja Yoga.
It's Raja.
And
Okay.
Raja Yoga includes the use of mantra and the
Mhm,
use of visualization, the use of imaging, imagination
mhm,
in the way of manifesting, how to use imagination, not have your imagination carry you away into various fantasies, but how to hold an
mhm,
image
mhm,
and then see what you need to do to manifest that
mhm.
image.
Right. So how can we use sound? How can we use sound or and light and frequency to help us tune into that chakra, and make it spin properly, and all of that sort of thing? Mantras are one.
Yeah, good question. The use of sound in um, Raja Yoga, the use of sound, and you know that the chakras have seed sounds and petal sounds,
Hmm.
which essentially are the letters of the Sanskrit alphabet. These are sounds that are used and combined in ways to make words sometimes, or just using the sounds to capture the energy frequency of this energy field of the chakra. And then you're directing that through molding the sound, changing its frequency to create sound formulas. This is beyond the mantra, because mantra people think of, oh, you're chanting to a deity or saying Om Namah Shivaya or something. You
Hmm.
go back up from there and go into the alphabet, the letters of the alphabet, and use these specific sounds without intellectual meaning, but knowing one will produce a little bit more gravitation, another one will have a social influence, another one will have healing properties. So these are what you come to understand when you're working with seed sounds and petal sounds. And these are a fundamental tool in Raja Yoga. Also,
Hmm.
the other is the visual, the vision, and the use of holding an image. And as you know, we work with mandala images, sacred geometry, and
Hmm.
you focus on an image here, like you see on the man behind me. You got Anahata, Vishuddha, the chakra we're working on right now, and the inner vision that comes with the next chakra, Ajna. These are all sacred geometry mandalas that you concentrate on, you focus on the center of them. You're taking the picture literally. And then you close your eyes and you watch what vision comes on the inside. And you hold that vision. In that way, you're empowering that particular chakra. And then you bring in the sounds, the specific seed sounds and petal sounds for that chakra. In this way, you're opening up, empowering the chakra, giving it more energy for its own development.
Hmm.
And that development is then going to extend into the physiological aspect, which is, in this case, we're connecting with the thyroid and parathyroid glands. And these have a lot to do with, again, your body chemistry and the speed or rate at which your cells are metabolizing, activating. So it's like the accelerator on your vehicle. How fast are you going to go? Are you relaxing? Are you parking? Or are you high speed on the way to Bangkok? It's that's how we determine things. And that's has to do with the sound. And you can use sound to regulate that. And of course, there's postures and breathing techniques that go with that. And adding the sound and the vision, you're attacking it from these different senses. You can feel it, you can see it, you can hear it.
Um, so there's a lot of people using, or a lot of curiosity and new developments in using sound and frequency in healing and therapies. And so one of the things that I'm noticing is that people are doing the same thing they do with the medical profession, with drugs, with healing. They are looking for an external machine to vibrate and heal them, right? You know, the ultrasound concepts and all that sort of thing.
Right.
So what we're talking about is bringing those frequencies and those vibrations and tuning into them internally, right? Through meditation and breathing and that sort of thing.
But even in that regards, you know that I have created this sound chair thing because I realized I've had pretty amazing experiences in long-term chanting, like chanting for 4 hours nonstop with deep breathing, and really can take you to amazing places and parts of the universe. But I realize most people can't do that. You have to have a body that's fit enough and you're comfortable enough sitting in your body to be able to do this. And that's beyond most people. So I created the sound chair and I use the frequencies of chakras to put the vibration right through the body through 8 different speakers, etc. So I call it quantum sound therapy. It's also quantum sound journeys because beyond therapy, it takes you for journeys around space-time. So this is all part of the Raja Yoga again. The correct use of sound and vision to enhance consciousness, to go beyond the mind, to tap into this possibility of everything being made of energy, and we have all the energy as at our disposal. We just need to learn how to use it. And what I was saying in the Western science, they're trying to find the gadgets to tap into this. We are the gadget. We have been designed with these capabilities, and consciousness can perceive this energy and direct it into the chakras for empowerment, for development, for healing, for whatever our needs are, and for manifestation on the outside of us. It's part of our reality.
I think we have to keep reiterating this point and talking about the fact that having a body that is in good condition and comfortable and getting into the actual practice, it's a real effort. Like what you just mentioned, right? Chanting for 4 hours. That is a massive internal effort coming out of your core. Like, so for people who are still trying to understand where all these asanas and all this physical stuff comes from, it's getting into a good shape, comfortable with your body so that you can do these things.
Yeah. That's the purpose of the asanas. Again, and I first did these long-term chanting when I was living in India. I'm totally immersed in yoga. Just sat in a place, actually on the beach one time, 4 hours of chanting, and I went flying around the universe. Amazing experience, which kind of was an initiation into the non-reality of this world and a real profound diving and swimming into this electromagnetic ocean. When you have that experience, you realize, wow, that's the reality. And what we have here is a reflection of that reality in a molecular formation. But the reality is much more eternal because the molecular formations come and go, but it's all energy. And if you are associating with the energy and conscious of the energy, that part is always dancing, always vibrating, always changing, but never ending.
I think the key word is association, how we associate with it, how we vibe with it, you know, how we phase into to this physical experience. That's an important factor, right? How we connect to it, how we associate with it, like you said.
Yeah. So we've talked about this electromagnetic ocean as an energy field. It's an ocean. If we could see all these waves, wow, it would be pretty thick. So the other point here is these electromagnetic waves are energy, but energy is carrying information. And the information is a very big part of Vishuddha. It's the knowledge of the universe, and every electromagnetic wave has a bit of information on it. This is a universal technology, and we're reflecting that in our use of microwave technology here with our gadgets, our Wi-Fi and our phones, etc. But the universe operates on the same principle. It's an ocean of energy. The energy contains all of the information of the universe. In India, it's called the Akashic record. Akasha is ether.
The Akashic record.
Yeah. And this contains, I mean, we're using it as energy, we can use it as power, but the power also contains the information that goes into the molecular structures that are developing into all the different species, all the different plants, all the different molecules. Yeah. It's an informational ocean as well. And when we get into the concentration in Raja Yoga of going in here, we can find anything we need to know, past, present, and future. When we know how to direct, just like we know how to tune in to a specific website, we can tune in to certain frequencies and get the information we need about how to heal the thyroid gland, for instance, or how to open Anahata chakra, how to do things, how to build things, how to invent things. All of the information begins here with a picture, a possibility, an image. Remember Einstein's other statements, imagination is more important than knowledge. All of our inventions started off with an idea. Imagined, oh, what if we had a wheel and we had something to make the wheel turn, and we end up with all these automobiles a century later, you know. So it's that way. It's in the mind, and we can imagine something better. We can imagine a better society. We can imagine cleaner energy.
We're sort of mashing up and this is where there's a bridge right between Ajna, the 6th chakra, and the 5th chakra, because images and imagination.
But then we get into this realm of infinite possibilities, which is Vishuddha chakra. With Ajna, we're taking some of these possibilities, bringing the image into consciousness, into the mind, and empowering it with the vision and the sounds, expanding the idea, and your mind will cooperate in bringing up other things that we need to do to make this invention, other things we need to do to heal a specific gland or organ. So this informational network at the universal level is our cosmic library.
Right. The quantum field information.
The quantum field is informational. It's not just raw energy without purpose. It has its own purpose. It has the information it needs to manifest whatever. And with the engagement of our consciousness, we can empower this, tap into this energy, and then manifest as we like, heal what we need.
So this seems like a good place to leave Vishuddha as we start to talk about Ajna, the next chakra. Is there anything else you want to add, or how do you feel about how we've covered Vishuddha?
No, I think we've covered the essence of it, the empowerment of it, and the fact that in the stages of the chakras, as you see, it's one up from the last one and one below the next one, and in order of importance. This one is directing physiologically our metabolism, activating it or not, and is bringing in the information, the energetic information that feeds our mind and gives us all these possibilities. And from there, we are influencing everything below, all the way down to the first chakra, our physical body, our gravitational principles, the power of radiation, tapping into our communication, having right knowledge, and communicating that knowledge are essential functions of this whole etheric element, the Akashic field, the quantum field. And again,
So-
we're generally not even conscious of this. It's just, oh, we're just rediscovered quantum energy. We need to update our information scientifically about how the universe works and realize we are the ones that are bringing in this energy, this information, and manifesting, creating the life we want here on Earth. We need to become a little bit more empowered in this process and not leave it to our politicians and our
Right.
strange rulers that have distorted ideas about life, trying to make us all consumers. There's more
Right.
to our life. We're not here for consumer purposes, actually. So,
No.
going into the cosmic truth and the purpose of being, all of this is part of Vishuddha.
Mhm. Perfect. Nice. That was a great investigation on Vishuddha. We'll see
Yeah.
everyone in the next one. Matajna.
Okay.
David.
Take care. Apply what you learn.